Greetings to each and everyone. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to be here yet another evening to bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Now it's very hot right now in the Caribbean, especially in my country, and it's like the hottest it have been for a while. It's very, very hot. And with the sun being this hot, we can tell that there's a lot of things that would happen in the coming year 2021, and also with the heat of politics in the air, because it's due in my country for election, at least by the end of this year. There's so much people getting caught up in so many different things that is pointing them to look outside of themselves. But I want to point you today to look within yourself. Therefore, I'm just going to wait for the others to join the chat, and then we're going to get going. Okay, I see there are two persons on the chat. I'm waiting for others to join the chat. Let me say welcome to this live chat. Feel free to comment. Here's my first comment. Mr. Chutels, nice having you, my brother. Greetings to you. It's always a pleasure greeting all those who are vibrating in this frequency and who are willing to put this teaching to work in their life to reap the harvest. Okay, so as I said before, I see that there are 4 persons in the chat. Now there are 5 persons in the chat. And I'm saying to you, feel free to comment, feel free to like, and feel free to chat and greet each other, and let us enjoy this live together. Great work. I brought your books, and I bought your books, and they are inspirational. Thank you very much. Let me just put down these glasses. Designer of journeys, thank you very much for the love and the support. Always excitement to see and hear you live. Thank you, Mr. Chutels. It's good to know that there are people as I was saying before, that it's good to know that there are so many people all around the world who are willing to exercise their mind and to think for themselves, so that the veil can be removed, because the system have set up a veil to keep the masses blind and to keep the masses controlled, so that they would not uncover the unlimited power. But today I want to share with you how to uncover the unlimited power. And I'm going to go straight into the 66 books of magic, which is this book, the Overcomer's Bible. So if you do have this Bible, feel free to go along with me and to get your pen and your paper if you want to take notes. And if you do not have this Bible already, I'll encourage you to use whatever Bible that you have at your disposal right now. What you have to use whatever you have. But this is the Bible I use because this Bible gives you the opportunity to claim that it's your autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. And that is why this Bible, it has a blank space for you to write the word Christ, or if you want, you can just write I am, or you can actually write your name. Because Jesus has been omitted from this Bible. I'm teaching you how to discover your Christ self, your higher self. I'm not teaching you to believe in a man outside of yourself or a power outside of yourself. Because such a teaching is what will keep that veil over your face. And that is why today we're going to remove the veil. And if you on this channel, you're quite aware about the relationship between Abdullah and Neville Goddard, and how Abdullah taught Neville Goddard to remove the veil that was over his face, that was blocking him from having the right insight into the phenomena of life. Okay, just before I get into the teaching, I just want to mention this concerning Neville and Abdullah. You see, Neville grew up in the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, he would have spent 17 years, the very first 17 years of his life, in the Caribbean island of Barbados, where he was born, and he went to school there. And I can guarantee you he had the same kind of teachings that is taking place right now, whereby they have merged religion with the educational system in the Caribbean. And all of that is a part of keeping that veil over your face from discovering who you are and how to use the unlimited power that is within you. So it's very important for me to mention that. That's the reason why Abdullah was using the scripture and teaching Neville how to remove the veil. But Abdullah was not interpreting the scripture to Neville as if it was literal or as if it was secular history. So all those who believe that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history, they still have that veil over their eyes. Therefore, they do not have the right perception of life. Okay? Okay, let me just thank you for your patience before I go on any further with the kind of service I'm getting with the internet. I just want to say to you, that's how it is in the Caribbean islands, and this is what I'm paying for, and this is the best that you can get. Okay, so just be patient with me. Now, we're going to read from St. John chapter 21. Okay, and I'm going to open up the parable of the 153 fishes to you to remove the veil even further. Many of you who listen to me, you're quite aware already concerning what is going on in the world. But with us sharing together, you'll be more equipped to share the scripture with your friends and your family and be able to interpret it the right way, to teach them how it is their own thoughts that is creating their reality and that they can create their reality consciously. Okay? Now, I'm going to read from verses 1 of chapter 21 of St. John, where it says, after these things, Christ, or you can write I am, or you can write your name. The network is giving some problem, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue on. Okay? So I'm reading from verses 1 of St. John chapter 21, where it tells you, after these things, Christ, or I am, or your name, whatever is your name. Okay? That's the what you will put in this blank space right here. Should himself, okay, it's yourself it's speaking about, again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise should he himself. Now when you speak here of disciples, remember I always teach you that a disciple is a follower, and what follow you wherever you go, it's your thoughts. So it is teaching you here concerning the mind. Remember that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. Now, it says, after these things, what are these things that it is speaking about? It is speaking about the death, the burial, and the resurrection. Teaching you after you would have died to your ego self, and you would have buried yourself in the truth of self-realization, you would experience a resurrection. You would experience a new way of thinking. You would experience a new way of seeing things differently from the way how you've been taught. But many people who believe that the Bible is literal and believe that the Bible is secular history, they believe that right here it is speaking of a man 2,000 years ago. But no, it is teaching you what would take place when you realize that this body of yours is the cross on which you must die to self. And when I say self, the ego self, so that you'll be able to embrace your higher self. Because you come here for a purpose, and that purpose is to learn to create, to bring you in remembrance of who you are. Because first of all, you came into this world in the state of amnesia, the state of forgetfulness. So when it says here, after these things, that's what it's talking about. That series of events that will take place in your life. Because you have asked the question, who am I? And you're seeking for the answers of life. And you realize the sleep of death is amnesia. And you'll be suffering from the sleep of death called amnesia. And so you will realize that also a birth is a death, and a death is a birth. Okay? So this is when you will come to this realization, and you will be quickened, and you would be in conversation with your inner talking. So, as I was saying, this is you more in touch with your inner conversation, understanding self-talk. And that is why it says here that the Christ was in conversation with his disciples. You've been in conversation with your thoughts, inner conversation. Okay? Verses 2, okay? There were together Simon Peter, with Peter just speaking about the art of hearing, and Thomas, definitely as a purpose, and so on. Okay, I wouldn't be able to go into all the disciples and what they really mean. Okay, but these are psychological states of mind that is referring to. And Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 others of his disciples. Simon Peter said unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. they went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. So here it is teaching you that in this life we all go seeking, we all go fishing. So the one who has faith, because faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the word, and how can you hear without a messenger, without one bringing the message to you, and how can one bring the message to you and he hasn't been sent? Okay, so that's why it is saying here that Peter is the one who's doing this. That's what it's basically teaching you, that in this journey of life, when we learn to listen to our inner self, that we would realize we all been going a fishing, which means we all have been seeking for something to bring fulfillment. We all have been seeking for something to bring the device that I'm using is actually saying that it's too hot, it's too heated. But I'm gonna continue. So as you see, as I was telling you before, it's very, very hot in these parts. The device itself that I'm using is actually saying it's too heated. But we're gonna go on. I'm gonna try and make it more quick, okay? So as I was saying before, that you're the one who's seeking for satisfaction. You're the one who's seeking for answers in your life. So he's telling you that Peter said, I go a fishing. It is you who are the one who's going a fishing, the one who's going seeking, looking for meaning. There's a book that says, man search for meaning. Okay? And many people vibrate with that book. Man search for meaning. I think the name, the writer is some Franco. Victor Franco, something like that. Okay, but he wrote that book, right? Man searching for meaning. And it is so true that everyone is searching for meaning. But here in the Bible, it is saying, I go fishing. Okay? So each and every one of us, we have wishes in life. And we are hoping that our wishes would be fulfilled. And that's how we are seeking for the answers of life. Then it says here in verses 3 also, they went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. Now you have to realize this body is the ship, and our higher self have entered into this ship to have this journey of life, but it was done in the form of a dream. So this life is actually a dream, and the dreamer that is in you is your higher self. That's your God self. And I'm speaking from experience, because there are many people who can say that this life is a dream, but there's a difference when you experience for yourself by awakening out of the dream of life. And I have awakened out of the dream of life, and that is what would have enabled me to bring this message of self-realization to you. I'm always pointing you to look inwardly to discover the truth about yourself, that your real identity is your divinity. Okay? So we all have entered into this ship, and we've been seeking, looking to catch the mystery of the journey of this life, looking to understand the phenomena of life, seeking to know how we can better things in our lives, not being satisfied with the outcome of your life right now, and you want to see better in your life. You are the one who's been fishing all night and haven't caught anything. Now, let me say this. that this system has been put in place for you to fish or seek all night. Night here is speaking about a state of darkness, ignorance. The system is set up for you to be seeking in ignorance, not knowing who you are, and you will always be ending up not catching anything. Because the system has been set up for you to get caught up in the rat race, for you to get caught up in competition, and for you to believe in this. Which is money over your imagination. And for you to be so busy trying to get more and more of this that you fail to realize that this was false thought. It was false imagined. You fail to realize, like for example, in my country, it's the queen head that is on this money. And so you fail to ask yourself, why is it that there's someone whose head is on this money? What kind of power do they have that I don't have? What do they know that I do not know? How could they own a mint that is printing this money and have to work for this money? Are there some occult secret that they know that I don't know? Is there some special secret that I don't know? But my brother and my sisters, I'm here revealing that secret to you. And I'm saying to you that they set up a system to put a veil over your eyes. And when I speak here about sight, I'm speaking about your perception, your will, your memory, your intuition, your reasoning, your imagination. I'm speaking about the faculties that create such a thing as money, that create such a thing as a computer, that create such a thing as a book, a pen, a pencil, a bench, and a desk, where they place you in such an institution and keep you there as a prisoner from the time you are a little child. And your parents, because they do not know better, they allow the system to imprison you and brainwash you to believe in education over your imagination. So they get you going a fishing after money. So you never learn that you can actually create money. That's the reason why they never teach you in school about this. They teach you everything else in school except how to get this in terms of creating it. They never teach you how to create money. But here, I'm going to teach you that when you accept that the Bible is your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically, that will help you to remove the veil that they use to keep you in mental slavery. That is why in verses 4 it says here, but when the morning was now come, the morning is speaking of light, when light will come forth. Like right now, there's a man right here who can turn on the light. Because the sun, as in the sun, has risen in me. And I understand the mystery. That is why every morning, when the sun rises, it brings what? Light. And many people have never experienced the dawning of a new day in their life because they never change their mindset. They never change their thinking. They still believe in the things that were taught to them by their parents and the school teachers and their pastors. So he's telling you here that there will come a time when you will get out of this amnesia. There comes a time when you come to self-realization. And it is likening it unto the breaking of a new day. That's why in verses 3 here of St. John chapter 20, when he said, but when the morning was now come, that's when you start to see things in a different angle. The light has been made known to you. Then you would discover your Christ self, your higher self. That is why after that now we have Christ. I am. Yourself, whatever your name is. You can just write your name right in the blank space right here. Stood on the shore. But the disciples knew not that it was Christ. So when the light of truth come to you to bring you to self-realization, and you first hear a man speaking this kind of truth, and he's telling you that the Bible is used to brainwash you, the way how the Bible is interpreted to you, as if it is literal, as if it is secular history, you wouldn't realize that you're beholding your own self, because everyone is actually not just another version of you, and that the one who brings the as I was saying, you wouldn't realize that it is your higher self that is being outpictured, that is bringing the message of truth to you. You think that is someone outside of yourself. But those of you who understand this message of self-realization and bring to you, you would know I'm just an outpicturing of yourself. Your higher self. Because it takes your higher self to understand what I'm teaching. It takes your higher self to resonate with me. Because the deep calls to the deep. And it's only the deep can respond. There's certain people who can never understand this truth unless they are willing to die to their ego self and to get out of just the intellectual form of knowing and seek to have experience in their lives that would vindicate to them that truly they are God in flesh, and everyone you see is an outpicturing of yourself. Because this world is an illusionary world. It's all a dream. So it says, verses 4 again, let me just read again. But when the morning was now come, the Christ stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Christ. You would find that things happening in your life because you're changing your mindset. But still I haven't realized that it is actually your own thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. Not really coming to understand that you are the Lord and Master of your destiny. But most of all, not even realizing that you're God in flesh. And that is not blasphemy. It says in verses 5, then Christ, or you can write I am, or your name, said unto them, children, have ye any meat? You're the one who will question yourself, because you realize that you've been living this life and there must be a purpose and a reason for your existence. So you start asking yourself questions that you would have never asked yourself before. And let me say this, that from a very young age, with tears running from my eyes, I beat my chest and asked myself, who am I? Who am I? And who is God? And I decided to discover for myself who is God for my own self and who am I. And my brother and my sisters, when I found God, I found myself. And when I found myself, I found God. And I decided to spend the rest of my life sharing with everyone to look within themselves to find that God is within and that God is their higher self. To believe in themselves and to recognize that God in man is man's imagination, which is the creator in everyone. Therefore, you have to take control of your mind and use your mind to create your reality consciously. And that was what Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard, so he can teach it also to the rest of humanity. Then Christ said unto them, which is, when I say Christ, remember I'm speaking of the highest self, children, have ye any meat? You are the one, as I said before, would realize that there can be more in your life. You're the one who realize that you can accomplish more in your life. You're the one who would realize that you need to do more with your life. And then you will ask yourself, when you say, children, have ye any need? Your children have to do with what you would reproduce, what you would bring forth. What are you bringing forth from your life? Because remember, okay, the device is still saying it's very overheated, but I'm still turning on. Okay, I'll try and finish under an hour. So as I was saying, you're the one who would ask yourself, if you have caught anything, have you any meat? Okay, you would ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? How much people have I influenced in this life? Am I of value to humanity? Am I going to stay in this job for the rest of my life? Am I going to look to politicians for the rest of my life? Am I going to look to preachers for the rest of my life? What is the meaning of my life? Who am I? Why am I here? Where did I come from? Where am I going when I leave here? So you're seeking for the answers of life because you realize that there's a veil and you want that veil to be removed. They answered him. You see, when you communicate with yourself and you allow your higher mind to take control because you're thinking more positively, you are more open-minded, and you come on a higher frequency because you listen to people who are speaking to you from experience and who do not want to brainwash you, who cannot bring a more greater message than self-realization to you, pointing you to look inwardly. What greater message can a man bring to humanity than to point each and everyone to look inwardly for the answers of life? So you see here, they answered him, no. If you are honest with yourself, you will answer and you will say, no, my life can be more. If you're honest with yourself, you would say, no, I haven't accomplished enough in this life. I need to give more to this world. I need to be more of an inspiration. I need to produce more, whether on your job or in your family, in the life of your children and so on. In whatever way, you be honest to say, no, I need to give more. You the one who be honest enough to say, I need to widen my scope. I need to set bigger goals in life and believe that I can manifest these goals in my life. So when you answer and you say, no, to your higher self, humbling yourself, then your higher self would speak to you and give you the ideas of how to go about achieving your goals and how to create your reality consciously by removing the veil from before your face, by teaching you how to rearrange your mind, how to change the concept that you hold of yourself. Just now. So when you have the right concept of yourself, it will enable you to cast your net on the right side, aligning you in the right frequency, vibration, and understanding that everything is energy, and understanding the law of cause and effect, that every effect has a cause and every cause has an effect. And you will come to understand the laws that governs humanity and the laws that governs the universe, because you're now casting your net, which is your thinking, your thought frequency, on the right side of the ship. The ship is your body. You're now in the right alignment. And it's only until you do that that you will be able to find that which you're looking for. That is why I entitled this speech today, Removing the Veil, because there's a veil that is hiding the truth from the masses. And the systems have been put in place to keep that veil over your face so you would not know your power that you can use to achieve your every desire. I'm teaching you right now how to use that unlimited power by understanding that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. By teaching you that the Bible is your spiritual autobiography that you must use to bring you into a place of prosperity. Teaching you that prosperity is your birthright, and all you have to do is just cast your net on the right side. Change your thinking and you will change your life. So it says here, they cast therefore, and now they were not able to jar it for the multitude of fishes. My brother, my sisters, when you see the word fishes, change it to your wishes. When you cast your net by the command that has been given to you by those who know the truth and have experienced the truth, and you believe because you've been asking yourself certain questions, and the message that comes to you have been bringing the answers to these questions, you will realize that your wishes would be fulfilled. So many people reading it here and they're seeing that they caught a multitude of fishes. But these are speaking, fishes here is speaking of your wishes that would be fulfilled. Because now you would know that you need to know what you want in this world. You need to write it down. You need to affirm it. Because you have the right understanding of who you are. You know that you are the creator. You know that everything in this world, it was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was imagine. You know that there's no man 2,000 years ago who's coming to save you. You know that God is not a man in the sky. You know all of these things. Because why? You decide to cast the net on the right side. You decide to change your thinking. You decide to get out of the program. You decide to escape the matrix. You decide to escape the maze. And you come to realize that everything that you were taught from a little child, it was all a lie. So it's saying here that you would start to experience abundance in your life. When you change your mentality, you will start to see increase in every area of your life. Everything you put your hand to is going to prosper. That's why it's teaching you here when it changes the concept of yourself. And the concept you have concerning money also. You have to change the concept that you have concerning money and the concept you have concerning yourself. Let me read verse 7. Therefore that disciple whom Christ loved said unto Peter, it is the Lord. The disciple of whom the Christ loved is speaking of the thought or the idea, the dream, the goal, the thing that you love. That is why it is very good for you to do things that you love. Don't just do something because you want to make. As I was saying, do things that you love to do. And then you will realize that it is your I amness. It is your self-realization that will teach you how to come into prosperity, how to come into abundance, because the veil have been removed. Then it says here now, when Simon Peter heard it, he heard that it was the Lord, which is your I amness, your higher self, showing you. When you hear your intuition and believe in your intuition, and you develop that relationship with your intuition, and your intuition lead you and guide you into the place of abundance, and you realize your intuition is God within you, then you will understand what it means to really have a personal relationship with God, which is the higher self. He said he got his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked, and they cast himself into the sea. When you realize the truth about yourself and that it is your own thought that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously, you realize how naked you are before the world. You will realize how naked everyone in this world are before the world, because there's only one power, there's only one creative power. Then you will realize how naked the president is before you. You will realize how naked the queen in England is before you, because you realize there's only one power and there's no hierarchy. You realize that there's no aristocracy. You realize there's no one have no more power than you. You realize all of us was given 24 hours a day to achieve our every desire. And you realize that you have a power that is greater than money. That's why the very Bible tells you, come and buy. Without money, come and buy milk, come and buy wine, come and buy honey. Without money, it is the power in you, the unlimited power that is within you. But you can't use this unlimited power unless you learn to believe in yourself, your God self, your higher self, and deny the things that was taught to you from a little child. Everything you were told, it was a lie. That is why right now there's some people who believe that they're so woke, that they hate the Bible, they want to go against the Bible, because they still believe that the Bible is supposed to be interpreted as literal and as secular history, and they're claiming to say, well, the Bible was used to brainwash. Anything that could use to brainwash you can be used to enlighten you. It's called reverse psychology. That's what it's called, reverse psychology. Let me read on fast because I want to come to a close. And the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes. Bring all the wishes been fulfilled. That's what we're teaching you here. That you can bring others. You're creating employment for others. You open up opportunities for others. This is it. Look at right here. As soon then as they were come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and bread. My brother, my sister, this is teaching you not until you understand how to use the element earth, wind, fire, and water, and realize all of that is in the ship. You are the ship. You are the Christ. You are the one who have the power. Not until you know that you will realize how you must eat bread. I'm not talking about eating bread sparingly. Your cup will be filled and running over, because you know that you can create your reality consciously. Then it says here now, verse 10, Christ said unto them, bring of the fishes which ye have now caught. It's showing you now. What you're going to do now, you're going to do a calculation. You're going to do a calculation. You're going to measure your life now and your wishes and see how much of them been fulfilled. After you would have write down your wishes, after you have affirmed them, after you put things in action, by first of all changing the concept you hold about yourself and the concept you hold about money. Okay? And you're going to find the proof now. Verses 11, which is the last verse I'm going to read. Simon Peter went up and drew the net to land full of great fishes, and 150 and 3. That is what I've been teaching you all from ever since. The 153 magician code. And for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken. The 153 code. The telephone, the radio, the television, all these things, they use a 153 frequency. This here is not speaking about actual fishes. Through the Bible, all of the wishes, the miracles, which are magic, right? Because you are a magical being, and you must discover your magical self when the veil is being removed. And you have to use the magic to create by believing. That is why Clark Bristol wrote a book called The Magic of Believing. And I wrote a book called Your Mood is Your Fortune. Because you have to change the concept that you hold about yourself. Okay? And here, the entire Bible has 153 miracles. There's 153 miracles. It's a code. It's a coded language. And that is why if you're listening to me right now and you're not a part of my private Facebook group, I'm encouraging you to be a part of my private Facebook group. The link is down below. And because I will be doing a challenge, another 153 challenge, okay? Because I'm just finishing up my challenge I had before, which is actually my challenge will be in the 26th, which is today. Okay, so very soon I'll be doing another challenge using the same scripture. I'm going to show you what to do, okay, to prove what I'm saying to you that it is the truth. Okay, so I'm gonna do a challenge. So if you're not on the Facebook group, I'm encouraging you to be a part of the Facebook group. And also, if this message have been really helping you in any way, okay, and the 153 method that I've been teaching as a code, and I know it is a code. I know that this scripture here is a parable. Okay, it's a parable of the fishes. The fishes have to do with your wishes. They're 153. You have to get in that 153 frequency to jolly things that you so desire in the world to you, to attract them to you. Also, as I would have said before, if this message has been really resonating with you, I've been really helping you, and you'd like to support this work, I have a clothing line, a 153 Magic clothing line, and what's the name of the? On Teespring. The link is down below. You can check out the link below and check out all of my products that are on Teespring with the name 153 Magic. So you can get your 153 Magic pillow, you can get your 153 exercise leggings, tights, whatever you call it, t-shirts, vests, and so on. And very soon I'll be doing a 153 workout for people also. I will update you on that because I believe a lot in your health is your wealth. And since I know myself growing up, I've always been fit. And my whole lifestyle has been around fitness, bodybuilding, and so on. And I want to share it with the rest of the world too. I want to get people fit. And it's not going to cost you anything. Okay? I'm going to do a channel where I'm just going to do fitness for you. Okay, those of you who want to lose weight or if you want to get in shape and so on, I'm not going to cause you, and I'm not going to charge you anything. Okay, all I'm just asking for you to support the clothing line. Okay, and if you want diet, all of these, I do all of these things for you. Believe you me, I'm close to about 25 years or more. I've been into fitness. Okay, and I'm a certified trainer. I've been certified with ISSA. That is a school in Santa Barbara, California. ISSA is International Sports Science Association. And I would have done another course with another school, but the lady did rip me off. Okay, that was National Academy for Health and Fitness. But they had ripped me off and double charged the card, and I never got my money. Okay, I have the book. I can show you the book and I can give you the name of the woman too. They ripped me off, but that was since 2006. Okay, because that course was a bit cheaper, so I tried to do it. I did sports nutrition and all of that, and that one, and I never got any certificate from that one. Okay, so I really want to give more to you guys who've been supporting this work in every way. And so I'm encouraging you, if you haven't, if you're not a part of my private Facebook group, join my private Facebook group, and it's free. And it's always challenges I'm giving you to do for yourself. I'm giving you things that other YouTubers are charging people for. I'm giving you information that they're charging. So yes, my brothers and sisters, I want to just thank each and every one of you who have joined this chat today and make it a success. It has been a fight, and even though the device was saying that it's overheated, and as I would have said from the beginning, that it's very hot in these parts, and that the new year that is coming, 2021, we gotta look forward for a lot of things. There's a lot of things gonna happen. I can just sense it. Okay, I'm not gonna jump guns and predict anything unless something revealed to me. I'm not gonna say anything unless I get something in a dream or something like that, because I know when I've been inspired, I'm not gonna follow other people and say anything based on what other people say. Okay, but I know there are gonna be a lot of challenges for people, and I'm encouraging you to do things now. Get on board now, do things. We're in a digital age, use it to your advantage. Okay, so I hope that whatever has been said today in this teaching has really helped you a lot and really encourage you to put what I'm saying to work in your life and prove for yourself that you are a magician. And truly the Bible is a book of magic. It's 66 books of magic, and each and every time we have this Bible study, I'm opening up those magic codes for you and teaching you how to use your magical self power, which is the unlimited power, to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to say love all of you, and see you next week for another teaching. Peace.